Hi, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to the next episode of The Science of Everything. In this episode, I want to start differentiating my different classes. I currently teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And so I want to start with my 8th graders. This week coming up in 8th grade, we're going to be talking about cells. First and foremost, we're going to talk about cells as one of the building blocks of life. But we're also going to talk about cells with respect to plants and animals. In 7th grade, we're going to be talking about atmospheric levels. We're going to be talking about things like the stratosphere, maybe you've heard of if you've been to Vegas, and then things that are probably less aware to you like the exosphere. And then finally in 6th grade, we're going to be talking about energy, with respect to how it generates power and also the way energy can rest and be in motion. For all groups though, we're always going to be focused on a couple of different things. One is note-taking. Note-taking is huge. There's a lot of information to be gathered when we're dealing with science. And it's important for all of my students to make sure they take neat and dated notes. We did our first science journal check-ins this week, and most people were in pretty good shape. Some of the tips I had to give them was, you can go back to back. You don't have to start a new page each time you put in an entry. Those are just things that people who don't journal very often don't think to do. Second, and it sounds kind of probably elementary, but just paying attention. I am one of those teachers that likes to walk around the classroom. And I do a lot through narrative building stories when I'm giving them information. And so for students, I always let them know when there's something important that I want them to write down. But that's only going to happen if they're paying attention. And with the campus that I'm using currently, for a lot of them, it's the first time that they are one-to-one, which means that they have a digital device in front of them that they can use at all times. In our case, we have laptops that are PCs. And so even though they're great tools, they can sometimes be distracting because obviously you can get into some other things. We do have quite a few sites blocked, but still, just the idea that you have a screen in front of you and a person walking around can be a bit of a challenge. Third, and probably most important, is my students' ability to apply their information. I think many students are used to getting information, possibly writing down vocabulary, maybe filling out a worksheet. My class doesn't work that way. For many of my students, it is difficult to apply what they've learned. And so in most cases, I will give them some information, give them a bit of vocabulary, and then put them in a situation to actually use what we've learned. We've already experienced that with some of the things we've learned so far, and we're only in the second week. And so they can look forward to that continuing, because to me, the best way to learn is to actually do. I'm comfortable learning in a lot of different modalities. I can learn visually, I can learn auditorily. But for me, it's really cemented once I do it, even if I just do it one time, because I've gone through that experience, and I start to develop some cognitive memory as well as muscle memory on how to go about doing that. Obviously, over time, students and individuals will become more proficient, which means better at doing things as they do it over and over. So to recap, for my students, it's about taking notes, paying attention, and applying what we've learned to experiences, opportunities, investigations, and projects. And so looking forward to our next week of learning for my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Thank you for watching.